is Sean Mustard. I was born with my feet backwards. Clubfoot is what I was born with. It's a disability where the feet are twisted. It's kind of been difficult throughout my life. It's been hard to hang out with people that I want to. When I was younger, they would go out and play on the playground, and I'd kind of sit back and hang out because I wasn't really able to run. I've had about 12 sets of casts, maybe 16 sets of braces. I've just gone through life kind of different. Gone through different appointments, met different specialists, different doctors. They've always showed me how to take things into my own hand. People run, I walk. It's the same thing. People go and play, I stay, play by myself. Yeah, that's fine. But I've met people throughout the life that I've had, and it's shown me a different way to look upon life. Clubfoot is where the feet are backwards and they're twisted. Basically, I've had multiple surgeries, roughly 7. And basically they've done different tendon transfers to try and fix it. The hospital I went to is Shriners Hospital, said that it was one of the worst cases that they've seen, basically meaning I was pretty much screwed. So within clubfoot, I have to wear braces. There are some conditions where you don't have to wear braces, but mine was severe enough to wear braces. They're called AFOs, so DAFOs. Basically the braces restrict my mobility a little bit just to help me stabilize. Within the condition that I have, clubfoot, I don't have a calf muscle, but the braces stabilize me and help me walk. When I was first born, I went with a restricted pair, and they didn't have a hinge, but the ones that I'm wearing now actually do have a hinge, so it's a little bit more mobility for my stabilization. But the way that I walk is a little bit different. My left foot turns in quite a bit. That's just within the process of surgeries and tendon transfers and screws and bolts and pretty much anything to think of I've had. The worst one I had was when I was 4. They took my foot and they cut all the way around it, and they did a full tendon bone transfer, which means they stretched the tendons that are in between my calf and my ankle. They pulled it and twisted it, so it pulls the left foot out. That's just a little bit why it turns in. But when I was a little bit younger, I'd wear, it's literally a pair of shoes with a bar in between. I had to sleep with that for about 4 or 5 years, just to help straighten out my feet, and it was probably the worst thing to come with clubfoot. But it is a little bit difficult to, go through the life with clubfoot. But I found my own way to do things. The way that I've learned is people will judge you no matter what, but the opportunities that I've had are, spectacular.
My name is Derek Gratz, and I teach C4 welding and cutting technologies.
This class unique because it offers a lot more hands-on experience than most classes.
We offer real-world welding skills, a class that you could go right into the welding world out of high school, or you could go to post-secondary welding college if that was what you're into.
Come out into a lab and to learn stuff, just come out here and actually weld and learn all the procedures and stuff with real life.
Students come into class, sit down, we go over the goal for the day, maybe a short lecture or a video if that's part of what we're doing, and then we come out to the lab and I do a demonstration of the weld that we're doing, and then the students hit the booth and start practicing.
This class has dual credit through Ivy Tech, and it does a lot more out in the lab.
My favorite thing is to have students come back after they've gone into the welding world and tell me of their experiences.
C4, it teaches you skills that you can use later in life. If you don't go to college, you can still use these skills to get a good job later on in life.
We do repair jobs for all of BCSC, so if it's made out of metal or aluminum or stainless steel and it breaks in a BCSC campus, they bring it over here and we repair it here. We do work-based learning through some community support that we have. We work for the Bartholomew County Historical Society, build signs for them. We build signs for Parks and Rec. A lot of my students do their senior projects in here.
I just had an interest in welding because I grew up, my dad was welding some in a shop. I like doing all the stuff hands-on, not being in the classroom and doing bookwork and stuff.
Tibetan monks visited Columbus, Indiana for the Cooking Across Cultures program to cook a meal in the Columbus North Kitchen. BNN accompanied them on their trip to buy the ingredients they needed from Kroger and documented the experience.
You know, when we study, it's so boring, that's not good. You have to have very good energy.
So you make green flour, sugar.
All the basics.
Wow. And did you get the frozen vegetables?
Frozen, no problem, Where's the one more?
After finding everything they needed, they made their way to the school's kitchen to get everything ready for the dinner. Soon after, many of the guests arrived to help with the cooking. After the preparation was finished, dinner was served, including Tibetan momos, thakpa soup, and cha pale pastries, alongside a rice dessert called daitsi. As the guests ate, the monks performed a traditional Tibetan dance, as well as presented a slideshow about their culture. This is Sam Lawson reporting for BNN.
I applied to 3 colleges, which UND, IUPUI, and Ivy Tech. The dental program, I was looking if they had a dental school or not, or if they even offered a pre-dentistry bachelor's degree. Well, mine was pretty simple. I just went directly to their websites, went under admissions, and looked for the application, and I just filled out what I needed to fill out and submitted it. All 3 of them, but I'm only attending Ivy Tech, not UPUI. I'm not going to UND. The campus visit, for sure. When I visited IUPUI, it clicked with me, and when I visited UND, it was too dull. Their dental lab wasn't as good, but definitely the campus visit.
I'm Matt Riemann, and my responsibility at American Pie was cameraman. My role as a person behind the camera, we had a headset on, and we would be told to do a certain shots, pan out on the crowd or zoom in on the speaker. American Pie means a lot to me because my mom went to Nesbigiani's first American Pie, and then it was pretty cool because I went to Nesbigiani's last American Pie, so it was a pretty cool connection. This year's performance was pretty special because it was Nesbigiani's last American Pie that he's been doing for many decades. So it was pretty cool to see his reaction on stage throughout the entire show. So that was pretty special to watch. The impact that American Pie has on the community, it basically just brings everyone together throughout the community. It doesn't matter where you live, where you come from, or anything like that. Everyone comes. It's a pretty cool tradition. People should attend American Pie because it brings the community together. It's pretty cool just watching like your fellow peers up there on stage performing an actual concert. My favorite part about American Pie was definitely at the end when they brought every performer, anyone that helped out during American Pie out on stage, and them on the stage and everyone else in the crowd was singing the American Pie song. So that was a pretty cool experience to watch. Gave you goosebumps. So yeah, that was my favorite part.
This is Rebecca Burbrink. My responsibility in American Pie was helping out backstage as a backstage manager. I made sure that all the kids were ready to go when it was their time to sing, and if there were any problems or any questions, I could help them with that. I sang I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett. It was such a fun song, and the audience was amazing. The mosh pit was great with the kids singing along. I just love that. American Pie is a really neat way for kids to get involved in the history of rock and roll. It really is special to me because it's a way for me to participate, because I love to sing outside of just teaching Spanish, and I love to just be involved with the kids.
High school's been a weird ride.
My high school experience has been okay.
Junior year, my dad had some health issues, and so that was rough to balance home life and school life, and then also work.
I didn't necessarily love being here, but I also didn't mind it.
It's just a lot of good memories, a lot of not so good memories, but all of it kind of just makes me who I know I am now and who I hope I can be in the future. I've participated in a few different programs here.
Football games, and I played a lot of lacrosse throughout my high school.
I was in the theater department whenever I was younger. I know I did it my freshman year and a little bit my sophomore year. And then junior and senior year, color guard just kind of dominated my life. And then I was in the choir department for a long time.
The most important thing I learned in high school was time management.
Learn how to treat people.
Because I had to take a ton of AP classes, so eventually I just had to learn when to do things, when to relax, etc.
I think if everyone just took a little bit more time to appreciate what they do have and respect that other people are different, I think it would make life a lot happier, I guess. My plans for after high school. I've had this planned out since like my sophomore year.
Plans for after high school, I'm gonna go to IU.
I'm going to attend IU Southeast in New Albany.
Major in biology, then going to pre-med, and eventually be an ER doctor.
I'll be studying human resources management and then minoring in accounting and finance. I'm excited, but there's also a nervous anxiety because it's like, I hope I like my roommates because I don't know who they are and I can't pick them.
After high school, I feel pretty excited because it's been kind of still the past 2 years. I got used to it after sophomore year.
I think I'm more excited than I am like nervous about leaving home or anything.
Any tips for underclassmen would probably be don't skip too much class.
Senior year is a lot to look forward to. It's stressful. Don't procrastinate. It's easier said than done.
It's okay to skip a little bit, but don't skip too much.
Work hard and find something you're passionate about and be involved in something, just because it makes it a much more enjoyable experience.